I had the pleasure of being at Salon Artists Gallery for a morning meeting with Pat Moore, and coincidentally, there's an exhibit of art from the students at Illinois School in Park Forest, Illinois, 1st through 7th grade. And I happened to go to Illinois School back in the 60s, early 70s. I don't believe my artwork was ever as creative, colorful, and as beautiful as what I've seen here today. So I'm going to take a quick little tour of this exhibit, and it is being publicly exhibited on Friday. I have Pat Moore standing with me, and let me verify that. Pat,
Yes.
is the opening...
The opening is Friday from 7 to 9, and we have live jazz music that's going to be played by people connected to Music Net in downtown Park Forest. And students, teachers, parents, friends, relatives are all going to attend the art opening to celebrate the Illinois Elementary School students' artwork that's being displayed in our gallery for a month.
Wonderful. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pan back to some specific art, and you explained to me earlier what some of the art represented or techniques used, so I'll just focus in on a couple areas, and if you could just give me a quick explanation of what the talented art teacher Deanna Williams?
Rollins.
Oh, I'm sorry, Deanna Rollins, the art teacher at Illinois School, has had these students do, and it's really spectacular. So
when you take a look at a variety, she's working on composition, and she's teaching them about geometric shapes. And in this case, there are fish. It's guiataco printing. That's where you actually print a fish. I've used real fish. I believe she's using rubber fish now because real fish stinks so badly.
Okay.
And the kids actually take and ink a fish, and then they print it, and then they use colors, and it creates what we call a resist. It's you've got crayon and watercolor, and because of the wax of the crayon, you get this interesting texture.
Beautiful.
So you're looking at the first grade's examples.
First grade.
Yes.
Amazing.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah.
And then
Look at this spectacular project. What's going on here?
lots of
Second grade.
lots of media. She has here this set up like a collage where they paint the background, and you see the gorgeous reds and yellows and oranges, and then they cut different colors of papers, and they use them for the windows, and you get the different textures and colors.
Fantastic. Here, I'll zoom in on. And back to the fish prints. I'm glad that real fish were not used.
No.
And I suspect many others were. So here's some more of the fish prints. Here's more of the composition pieces.
Yes, and she's teaching them design.
Oh.
And when you look, each bottle has its own designated design that the student has worked with, and
it's fantastic.
and then they put them together and arrange them.
What are they using?
They're
pen?
using papers, and it looks like pen and ink.
So some black and white illustration.
Yes.
All right.
And then her monsters. She's got these wonderful monsters that the students are putting together.
How cool are they?
So you have multiple students working on one
monster?
One monster.
Nice. I went to school with some monsters, so maybe it would have been more like self-portraits. And I may have been one of those monsters. A little hard to get this because of the lighting. So let's go over to the some of the jewelry.
Well, we have here rock art.
Rock art, I'm sorry.
And she has lots of wonderful designs. Each student has created their own design, and they set it up ahead of time before they do it, so they know what it's going to look like. They're working with mixed media, stones, pebbles. They're working with blocks of wood, ceramic pieces, just a variety of media.
Just beautiful. That is excellent. Some handprints. Okay, what I'd like to do is go over to where these
are
shirts
kindergarten.
Whoops.
That's
oh my
actually
goodness.
That's kindergarten.
I don't know if those are coming up, but those are really nice. Okay, so over to these shirts, and you explained this to me earlier, but
They're called African dashikis, and she's having the students decide what image they would like to put in the middle, and some actually do it front and back. Others just choose to do a design on the front. But they're making these. Each student has made their own dashiki. So when you're taking a look at it, not only is it the student's idea about what they wanted to do, but they've also sewed and put beads on, whatever they choose to work with.
And you said something about the artwork being a representation of what?
It is something that they they're African shirts, and the student determines what they're going to put on them. Look how detailed this is. It's just absolutely marvelous. And she's showing the very best of them. Consider that there are loads of students who are
So this
doing
would have been a class project.
Yes,
and
exactly.
every student would have had
Yes.
their own
Yes.
dashiki?
Yes, dashiki.
And I guess the question is, after the exhibit, will they be allowed, not allowed, but will they be their own shirt to wear?
Oh yes, they're going to have them back. And
Very cool. Just spectacular. The colors and intricacies of the design
Isn't
are
it
spectacular.
amazing?
And again, we're talking
this is fifth
students, fifth grade students. These are just beautiful. All right, well, let's go over. I'm going to zoom in on, not zoom in, but make sure I get all the shirts. Have some more monsters.
And also weavings. And the kids had to
Okay.
they had to bring something of their own to include. And look at this student used their earplugs for their listening device. They had to bring something of their own. Here's is this Batman?
Yeah.
This is Batman.
That's Batman, all right.
So that student came from home with that.
fun, yeah.
This is a chain they had to incorporate whatever they brought from home. This I thought was so funny. I just thought it was wonderful. And when you look, there's a straw that's here. This is from home that was included in the weaving. And here's a tag, buttons. A student had decided they wanted buttons. This one decided to bring their flowers from home. There's a peacock feather here that
Excellent.
a student brought.
Well, they're absolutely beautiful, and the element of incorporating an object of their choosing
Exactly.
had to make it, fun. They're invested
Exactly.
in it. Fantastic. Here's some more monsters. The Big Toe Monster by first grade. Sounds like Big Head Todd and the Monsters. I wonder if Big Head Todd's in here anywhere.
I like
But,
the idea that you have several students that have made them.
How much fun is that
Yes.
as a project,
Yes,
huh?
yes, wonderful.
Truly,
Now
Deanna Rollins.
Deanna Rollins has done a wonderful
creative,
job.
Talented teacher, she is. Oh, tell me about the stained glass and.
She was she was doing a program that incorporated architecture, and she was showing the students how in some of the churches flying buttresses were used in the building of these massive cathedrals. And also showing them how they could create a piece of stained glass. So she, like I said, talked about the flying buttresses, and it's so funny. She said that they actually did this project where if somebody said the word flying buttress as you were walking down the hallway, there could be two people who were suddenly going to bend over and pretend to be like a flying buttress and hold
Hold the pose?
Yeah,
oh, how cool. Look at the intricacy of these designs.
Yes.
And this is these are fifth grade students
Yes.
who've done this.
And the ones that are in the
Fantastic.
window that you can't see very well because of the light behind them
Uh-huh.
are not just the tops of the stained glass, but
Panels
those
or-
incorporate acetate,
Ah.
and the kids printed on them.
Oh, wow.
And then she taped them together so that they would have a look like stained glass.
Just beautiful. And
This is also
It decorates your windows.
Oh,
right?
As she set up the exhibit.
Look at that. Spectacular. So, what a pleasure it's been
Well, thank
to
you
view
very
this
much.
art. And
Thank you very
Pat.
much for
and
doing this.
Again, it's here already.
And it'll be here for a month.
In a month.
Yes, it'll be
So,
for the whole month of March.
timeline?
We're going to be up till the end of March.
Okay, so this Friday, the public
The 9th.
unveiling, the official opening.
Yes.
March 9th.
Yes.
Again, the time was
7 to 9.
7 to 9.
With live music and food.
And then
Treats.
through the end of March,
Yes.
spectacular art by the students at Illinois School. And along with all of their artwork, Salon Artists Gallery. Always a tremendous amount of art. There's art in every corner, nook, cranny, and there's some in storage.
And now it's even going to be more than normal because we're taking all the artwork where the students' works are right now and what we would normally exhibit, which is a lot of work, and we're moving everything back and hanging everything and trying to get it up off the floor.
Wow. Well, Pat, this is tremendous.
Well, thank
As
you very
always,
much for
just
doing
a
this. Thank you.
visual feast for the eyes
Well,
when I
thank
come
you
in
very
here.
much for
You're
doing
welcome,
this.
Pat. Good luck with that. Hope you come over to Salon Artist Gallery. What's the address?
294 Main Street, Park Forest.
Okay. And for those old timers, we're around what stores?
Oh, this used to be the old Sun Drugs.
Oh my goodness, Sun Drugs. So we're
Yes.
standing in Sun Drugs, folks. All right. Take care.